All stations, Mumbai Control, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read?
Radio 5 Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf.
Okay, very nice. Om, Sahil, and Victor Tango Alpha Lima. Yeah. Okay, so we're just waiting for Prim. So I'll just tell you the agenda, students. So what we are going to do is we're going to directly start with our test. Okay. So you will imagine that you are in the exam hall. Just one second, I'll blur the background. It's distracting. Yeah. So what we are going to do, we are going to directly start. Sahil, you will imagine that you are in the exam hall waiting. The moment I share the paper on the screen, it will be like your name is called and you're going to the exam room. There'll be about 5 to 7 more students with individual examiners sitting with you, individual benches. Examiner will be seated behind you. So you'll imagine we'll go blind, your video will be off, mine will be off, and you'll imagine that you're listening to me from behind. I'm sitting behind, but you have headsets on. They'll give you headsets connected to that examiner. You make your note in your notebook will be answer sheet. You log your calls properly as per the question paper. Take a screenshot also of the question paper the moment you get it. Okay, in case there's some network issue, so you can refer on your phone and keep the phone on focus mode. Otherwise, no distractions. And I'll time you finish it based upon your performance. I'll ask you to wait. I'll evaluate. And similarly, in the exam also, you'll be waited in the exam hall. And if they call out your name, it means you'll stay back and do your part two. So we'll see. We'll do the same thing. It's all for practice. Okay. But you give your best. Your performance will not be judged with respect to pass or fail. It will just be to give you a feel and practice and see where we stand and how do we go ahead with our revisions going ahead. Are you following?
Roger, sir.
Hmm.
Victor Tango
And
Juliet.
when the paper starts, you will be on unmute all the time. Rest, Om, Farhan, and Priyam, for you, you just observe and recall everything. You know the drill. Om, you know the drill, right? Om, how do you read? Can I see you for a second? Hmm.
Affirm sir Radio 5.
अच्छे लग रहे हैं. Very nice to see you. एंड आई एम सो हैप्पी आपने बात समझी एंड आपने बोला हाँ मैं कर सकता हूँ तो करूँगा. ग्रेट जॉब. ज़्यादा नहीं, 2 3 से आपको बताया मैंने क्या प्लान है आपके लिए. ठीक है. एक दो लाइव एंड देन इंडिविजुअल इन क्लास एग्जाम यू विल गुड टू गो बिफोर यू गो फॉर योर ब्रेक. Fran, observe, learn, mark all your doubts. Priyam, you know the drill. Observe, learn, mark all your doubts. And we will have to wrap up the session at least 5 minutes before 4 o'clock. So अगर कुछ रह जाता है, so keep it parked and we'll carry on in the next live class. All right, students. Prem, you're a little late. I was just guiding Sahil how to imagine the exam. You already have a first-hand experience, so you imagine everything. We'll be just directly starting his exam. Everybody take a screenshot of the question paper. All right, and please observe, stay on mute, and make your own calls. Whatever you want to do, try to see if you can answer those questions or not. Okay, these are very important questions. Whatever we'll discuss, maybe after the time, after the exam, we might decode those questions in a way that the generic understanding of a particular type of call can be taught, and you will be able to reinforce the answer to that call in your mind. Okay, students? Chale, let's get started. Priyam, I would like to hear you, or see you once. Victor Tango Alpha Lima India. Are you following or not? Just give me an acknowledgement.
Roger, Victor Tango Alpha Lima India.
Roger.
Affirm, Victor Tango Alpha Lima India.
Affirm. Roger is, I've just received and understood your message. It doesn't mean yes or no. I hope you're clear with it. Hmm.
Yes, sir, here.
Hmm.
So am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see me as well?
Let me wait. Let me see. Stand by.
It's showing cannot detect your camera. It's showing an exclamatory mark. I'll just try to refresh the browser again. So
Have you never joined a meeting before?
yeah, I joined, sir. I don't know, like the Wi-Fi is like sucks or like what, but it's
Leave and rejoin. Try doing it once. I'll just
okay.
have to see you once if I can.
For sure, I'm doing
Sure.
it
Yeah,
right
yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Farhan ko, if I give a musical reply, so he's giving me a musical reply. Nice. Okay. Okay, Sahil, imagine you are in the exam room doing your final revision, surrounded by a lot of people from a lot of areas, like a lot of work experience areas and everything else as well. Anytime you will be shared the paper now. I didn't know Victor Tango Alpha Lima India. I'll check. Okay. You message the same thing on our study chat so that I'll remember.
Hello.
Yeah, Priyam, how do you read? Anytime you are joining, do a readability check. It will help you practice also, and that's how we are supposed to do it.
Did you five Victor Tango Papa Romeo Mike? How do you read?
Read you five. I don't
Uh,
think you have a camera connected. It's fine.
yeah,
You do it for the next time, okay? Be prepared.
sure.
Chalo. Yeah. Victor Tango, Juliet Hotel Alpha. Can you see the paper?
Affirm Victor Tango Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Everybody, uh, take a picture of the paper. You can use your own charts, hard copy, I don't mind. And now you can start transmitting. Couple of briefing points. Go through the flight plan carefully, read all instructions carefully, don't miss out any information on flight plan. Read the questions, frame the call in the mind, recall the call structure, check other information, then only go ahead with the call. Doing all this really helps us prevent mistakes. This is a standard thing, it's unchanged. So try to apply that as well. I'm trying to make it very short and quick to see how you perform. Otherwise, आधा घंटा बैठ के भी मैं ये दे सकता हूँ instructions. Take it easy. and try to follow it, all right? Sahil asking you, all right?
Affirm, sir. All right. Victor Tango Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Chalo. You can start transmitting. Carefully see, I've updated couple of points. Follow those.
Affirm.
Hmm.
Delhi ground. Air India
Please
6.
mention which question number you're transmitting to avoid any confusions. So just name
Sure,
the
sir.
question number and then start with your call.
Question 1 Alpha. Delhi ground. Air India 6 9er on 121 decimal 9er. IFR Delhi to Bhopal. Flight level 310. VFR Bhopal to Nagpur. Flight level 110. Whiskey 20 South. Aircraft Airbus 320 Heavy. Persons on board 170. Request startup.
Air India 6990, Delhi ground. Startup not approved.
Startup not approved. Request reason Air India 6 9er.
Go to next question.
Question 1 Bravo. Pan 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 Pan. Delhi Tower. Air India 6 9er. Holding short. Runway 12. See aircraft on base leg. Switching on off landing lights. Request instructions.
Go to next question.
Question 2 Alpha. Pan 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 Pan. Delhi Tower. Air India 6 9er. Flaps stuck. 3000 feet. 02 DME. Outbound. Delhi Papa November. Aircraft overweight for landing. Request sector radial 110 to radial 140 to exhaust fuel. Airbus 320 heavy.
Can you confirm which ATC you had called?
Delhi Tower.
Air India 6990, Delhi Tower. Confirm duration for sector flying.
Duration for sector flying 15 minutes. Radial 110 to radial 140. Flight level 70. Air India 6990.
Air India 6990, sector flying approved to exhaust fuel, radial 110 to radial 140, 3000 feet, DME 45 or less, duration 15 minutes. Report completion. Delhi Tower.
Negative. I say again. Request sector flying for radial 110 to radial 140. Flight level 70. 45 DME or less. Air India 6990.
Air India 6990, Delhi Tower, negative, sector flying approved for 3000 feet and not flight level 70. Kindly confirm if able to.
Affirm. Able for flight level correction. Affirm. Able for 3000 feet. Radial 110 to radial 140. Will report on completion. Air India 6990.
Go to next question. Make sure you're not speaking too fast. Any call. Your rate of speed should not be too fast.
Roger. Delhi Tower.
You didn't mention question number.
Correction. Question second. Bravo. Delhi Tower. Air India 699. Cancel. Pan Pan. Flaps operating normally. Would like to continue as per flight plan. Request instructions to set course for Whiskey 20 South.
Go to next question.
Question 3. Nagpur Tower. Air India 699. On finals, runway 22. See another aircraft backtracking, initiating go around and missed approach procedures. Nagpur Tower. Air India 699.
Go to next question.
Question 4. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Nagpur Tower. Air India 699. See another aircraft head on base leg runway 22, turning right to avoid collision. 4,000 feet, 01 DME, inbound Nagpur, Airbus 320, persons on board 170.
Air India 699er, Nagpur Tower, Roger Mayday. Once clear of traffic, climb 300 feet, turn left for radial 017, join right hand ADC circuit at downwind, runway 17, report reaching.
Once clear of traffic, climb 300 feet, turn left for radial 017, join right hand ATC circuit at downwind runway 17, Wilco, Air India 699.
Go to next question.
Question 5. Nagpur Tower, Air India 699 on runway 17, heard loud noise from under the cabin, suspecting tire burst, request instructions to vacate runway 17 slowly, request fire fighting services on standby. Airbus 320, persons on board 170.
Don't you think it's an emergency call?
Nagpur Tower, Air India 699, disregard.
Okay, you can submit your answers. So you share a PDF or pictures of your log on WhatsApp and just go back to the waiting room.
Roger.
Students, we can see the paper, right?
Affirm so.
Okay. Have you sent me the logs?
Negative, sir. Sending.
Okay, okay. Picture is also fine. Okay. So everybody, you can come back. Om, Priyam, Ali. Um, Farhan, I try to not take your name, because I don't want people that, people there where you are, because sometimes we are streaming it for other students to see online. So I don't want them to see and then trouble you there just because of me. I told you, right? So that's why I try not to take your name. So you don't keep your video on and you keep it off. We'll not risk it. They're worse people. They can do anything. We quickly, almost your course is done. We quickly be quiet, get our RT, and be very diplomatic about it. So that's why. Okay, don't feel bad. Om and Priyam, unmute. Come on, quick. Let's
sir.
discuss. ओम कितने दिनों बाद कुछ आरटी एक्सपीरियंस किया है आपने?
I'm joining RT after I think last Mumbai attempt. So it is a big gap. I think 1 year now.
पता ही नहीं चलता ना कभी कभी टाइम कैसे चला जाता है कुछ चीज़ों में कुछ चीज़ों के लिए.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Productive, not productive, easy, difficult?
Yeah, I think it was the easy paper, but the last question, I think it was an emergency call, and just everything was easy.
पर्सनली तुम्हें
And I
कैसे
found it, yes, sir.
लग
So
रहा है
I
आरटी
found
प्रेप
it
के हिसाब से हमें
familiar
मुंबई में देना है पेपर?
from
यूर
sir.
ऑन म्यूट, यूर
So
ऑन म्यूट. या बार बार म्यूट हो रहा है कुछ तो ऑटोमेटिक दब रहा है बटन आपका.
I was using the space button for the unmute. So
अच्छा पीटीटी कर रहे हैं आप. अच्छा वो आदत नहीं होती ना छूट जाता है. ठीक है.
uh,
टेल मी नाउ.
no, sir. The question, yeah, sir. So the question paper was easy for my point of view, and this is all the questions we have done previously. So there is not much, you know, they were familiar to me, and I knew the answers to them by looking at them.
इससे तुम्हारा रिवीजन आसान होगा कि नहीं होगा वो मेरे को जानना है.
Definitely, sir.
ठीक है. तुरंत एक्टिवली थोड़ा थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के अपने फाइनल इन क्लास प्रैक्टिस इन क्लास एग्जाम जैसे समझना है प्रिपेयर करना है आपको इन्हीं दिनों में.
Perform.
वो करके स्कोर्स देख के एक्सपीरियंस लेके फिर तुम अपना काम कर सकते हो. जैसे फ्री हो जाओगे फिर तुम अच्छे से फाइनल मेरे को दे सकते हो. ये मेरा प्लान है आपके लिए. समझ गए?
Perform, sir. So I'll now focus on the part one, then I'll start preparing the part two, because I think I'm, losing the, I'm forgetting the things I had done before for part two, and now
तुम
I'm doing the regulations as well, so it will be easy for me.
you can do this way, but before I let you go for your busy days, I would take part one and part two both, irrespective how bad you perform. So just
Okay.
touch base everything. It's okay if you even score 20-30%. It's not a problem.
Awesome.
So, but I'll do that. So you do that and go with the flow, okay?
Awesome.
चलो ठीक है. और कुछ insights रहेंगे तो बताना. अभी थोड़ी देर रुको आप. एक दो चीज़ें हैं जो मैं लास्ट में बताऊंगा. प्रेम, what is your takeaway?
Sir, honestly, this paper is little off track for me. मतलब मेरे को ये third or fourth question like I have encountered for the first time. जितना मैंने मतलब part one में papers देखे हैं, ये backtracking और base leg head on. And I noticed one thing that Victor Tango, Juliet, Hotel Alpha haven't mentioned time in most of the questions. Like when we report something, like do we tend to give the position, the time, and the flight level, and then estimates and everything. So time is something that I believe has been missed. Am I right, sir, or like?
Mhm. I'll tell
And
you.
and in like question number first alpha as well, like if it would be in a spread formation, like security checks cleared, person on board, and information be obtained, and then we can just start request for a startup. So these are like the first and the second questions are like pretty understood, but third and fourth is something that I also had a doubt in. And uh, I mean, learning in this way would be pretty much efficient, because you tend to experience the real time part one, like how we transmit and how we receive and stuff. So this is a major help. So that's my takeaway.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Okay. Good. Good to see you focus and push. Nice. Victor Tango, Alpha Lima India. Share your thoughts.
Sir, on question number 4, we can also give the airprox risk not determined. Distance is not mentioned.
Focus on keywords. Head on. Head on is the keyword there. Head on means it's a mayday call. It's the most critical traffic collision situation. Rules of the air, right of way. That's where somewhere we study this. So good thinking, but no, this is not airprox. Airprox is when aircraft is not head on, aircraft passes by your flight level, maybe from left to right, right to left, and from top to bottom or bottom to top, like that. That's airprox. Head on is head on. It's not airprox. Head on means straight right at you. So basically, any aircraft on head on base leg is basically maybe the pilot was confused, or maybe they are following a wrong ATC circuit. So something is wrong there by that aircraft, and they are doing on their own, because if ATC were aware, ATC would not allow them to be there. So probably somebody is trying to join the ATC circuit in a wrong way on their own. Maybe they have RCF or something. We don't know, but they should not have been there, because on base leg you are required to take a left turn, and they are there head on the base leg. So you take right, and when we take right, chances are you might encounter other aircrafts on finals or long finals. So it's a critical situation there. We have to be very careful here. And first thing is we go right, first thing, because they are also taught to go right, because they'll also see you as a reciprocal aircraft head on. So you both go right to increase the separation between you two. Later on, we'll do inquiry and everything else. So yeah, no airprox there. But yeah, okay. Now you are in the waiting room. साहिल, ये बच्चे आपके साथ बैठे हैं. If you want to discuss, discuss. Very soon we'll call out your name. Okay?
Sure, sir.
ये अपने आप में बैठे रहेंगे आप. हाँ. सो बेसिकली जो आपने सुना है, ये आप सुन रहे हो लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं सेम पेपर के लिए. ऐसा था. अभी यू वांट टू शेयर, यू कैन शेयर विद देम. Until then, I'll assess your call. Let's talk to each other यार, आगे जाके काम आओगे एक दूसरे को. प्यार से बोल रहा हूँ, बातचीत कर लो, रपो बिल्ड कर लो. आई होप एवरीबडी अंडरस्टैंड्स हिंदी.
All stations, Victor Tango, Juliet Hotel Alpha on Interpilot. please share your thoughts.
Now share different things other than what you all have shared. Like just converse, students. It's like a group discussion thing. काम आएगा आगे airline entry, exams, cadet programs, a lot.
Victor Tango, Juliet Hotel Alpha, this side Victor Tango, Papa Romeo Mike. Like, how's your preparation going on for part one? Like, what's the strategy when it comes to part one? Like, how you prepared?
For part one, the preparation, the initial preparation was for the lectures. Apart from that, I have not attended many mocks as of now. So yeah, for I would say that the main preparation was the lectures and the notes that I made in the lecture.
So, have you taken classes from Invictus Aviation or like from anywhere else?
I have taken it from Invictus Aviation.
Priyam,
Awesome.
you are the only student who's not actually gone through the course. Rest everybody is gone through the course. Yeah.
That's why I'm lagging behind, sir.
No, no, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just saying, it's his first mock. Wait for my feedback, guys. Continue with the conversation. मैं ऐसे बीच में डाल रहा हूँ. आप लोग carry on करो.
No, I mean, like, I've also taken classes like in Delhi Ramphil Chowk, but that wasn't a good experience when it comes to the RT. So, what are your plans like afterwards? I mean, like, flying in, like, where are you planning for flying and CPL, getting CPL done?
Yeah, I have not planned it properly right now, but I wanted to ask that in the last question. Is it a pan call?
In the last question?
Yeah, like when we hear the loud noise from under the cabin, then
Yeah,
is it a
yeah, it is sort of an emergency because if you think like a pilot as well, like if you are in the cockpit and if you hear a loud noise coming, or like a cabin crew informs you, like, so you actually need to be in a, like, you'll be in a helpless situation, like what can be done and what could be done. I mean, as per the books, as per the manuals, you can just rectify that thing, but it would be great if you can just request the instructions from ATC by informing them it's a pan thing, because it is for you, it is an emergency. So you should be initiating the call by just getting the attention from ATC that what could be done in this way, rather than going through your learnings and stuff, and like going through your procedures, like by yourself. So it would be like, it is for me, it is, if I would be in a cockpit, I would be like giving a pan call, because for me it's an emergency. It could be lead to a vast incident or something like that, but so it's always good to inform the ATC about whatsoever is going on during the flight, after landing as well, taking off, at every sections of the flight. So yeah.
ओम एंड
Roger?
फरहान प्लीज ऑल्सो ऐड टू दिस. ओम आपकी एक्सपर्टीज बहुत काम आ सकती है डिस्कशन में, सो डोंट बी क्वाइट प्लीज. थोड़ा बहुत ऐड करोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा बिकॉज दे कैन यूज योर एक्सपीरियंस.
So
Loud
my call
noise.
was like we can use the pan because it is urgency and we don't know the actual the situation. We just heard the bang under the cabin, so we can just imagine what would have happened. So we can use the pan and the my call would be the pan Nagpur Tower. Air India 699 landed runway 17, suspecting tire burst, stopping on runway, request firefighting services. So you should stop on the runway because you don't know if we don't know our brakes are working. Uh, we must be facing the brakes hot indication. So we could use pan and stop on the runway and request the firefighting services.
Roger.
Victor Tango Alpha Lima India, you also share. It's a GD, है ना? ग्रुप डिस्कशन जैसा कुछ है.
Same thing, sir. Tire
ऐसे
burst
ऐसे
or
सेम.
FOD hit.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट. सेम थिंग से कभी स्टार्ट नहीं करने का आंसर. भले ही सेम थिंग बोलना है, कभी स्टार्ट नहीं करने का. सेम थिंग ये वर्ड्स नहीं बोलने हैं कभी भी. चलो कैरी ऑन, रीस्टार्ट.
Loud noise from under the cabin would be a tire burst or FOD hit or the undercarriage becoming unserviceable. My call would be a pan only because if tires are hot, we need immediate actions because aircraft has fuel and brakes are hot at above 1000 degrees.
What? Brakes are hot about what? Did you give me the temperature?
1000 degrees
1000 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius.
Hmm. So I really like how Victor Tango Alpha Lima India has a different line of thought that I've seen compared to other students. It tells me that whatever he's studying, he's actually religiously studying it, and he's trying to source information from an engineering perspective, and his applications are really very excellent. Like, I've never seen anybody tell me in our class that the loud noise could also be because of FOD or undercarriage malfunctioning. Undercarriage could break, but if undercarriage is broken, we might feel the aircraft has dropped down or something. But FOD is a possibility. In this question, question number 5, cabin crew informs loud noise from under cabin. We have already discussed it many times, so because it's something that comes out of experience. So here, chances are that there was tire burst. Tire burst because brakes were hot. Brakes were too hot. How do you know the brakes were hot? In the cockpit, you would see brake temperature indicator telling you that you're above the safe limit. So you see that you have brakes hot indication, even if you don't have a loud noise from under the cabin and you have brakes hot indication, it's a pan call. It's a pan call because if a certain temperature is crossed for the undercarriage, for the wheels, there is nitrogen inside the wheel, and the temperature could ignite the nitrogen could expand and burst, and it could just cause fire to happen, and it is very close to our engines and fuel tanks, so the whole aircraft can catch fire. It's not an immediate threat, but it's in the buildup of a threat. The bigger problem with brakes hot indication is this, that you cannot artificially cool them down. So you have to hold position of the aircraft wherever you are, and you have to mention stopping the aircraft slowly. In case you have to accommodate a landing aircraft behind you, then you'll say need to accommodate landing aircraft behind us. Instructions to vacate the runway slowly will hold a position on the exitway of the runway. Request immediate firefighting services and emergency medical services on standby. At the same time, is it possible for me to start evacuation? Yes or no? This is also something I would have to think as a pilot and take advice from the ATC and plan accordingly. Obviously, as a pilot, you will be trained to handle emergencies like this. That when should you initiate an evacuation? So we'll not talk about evacuation here. Evacuation will only talk about when we are doing a bomb threat and we are taxiing to a dumbbell for a bomb threat. There, once we go to the dumbbell, we can say request instructions to disembark passengers in a safe manner. Or we can always say that using left one, right one, or right two, four doors, any door to use for evacuation of passengers. Like this is the last thing you will do in a situation like this. So generally, brakes hot will not require evacuation, but I've seen that uh, big planes like wide body like A330, uh, Boeing 747, Boeing 777, they also face this problem, and you have to naturally allow for the wheel to cool down. It takes a lot of time. One tire burst could lead to multiple tire bursts also. Do not use a fire extinguisher for this. Do not try to cool it down other than wind or air. So that's how it really works. Like he's saying, the temperature could go 1000 degrees Celsius. Like I'll not hold on to this value right now, but temperatures are very high basically. So different aircraft can have different allowed temperatures and cautionary temperatures, and then risky temperatures, we could say in a layman's term. So there are a lot of elements, very simple. Heard a loud noise from under cabin, brakes hot indication, suspected tire burst, stopping the aircraft slowly. These are four keywords, key sentences. Heard the loud noise from under cabin from the question. Now that should help us understand that I'm also seeing brake hot indication in the cockpit. Now I think because there's brake hot indication and loud noise, I'm suspecting a tire burst. and I'm stopping the aircraft slowly because if I move the tires more, they're going to have more friction and they're only going to raise the temperature. So I have to be very gentle and very slow and not touch it for some time. That's how it works. This is a rare thing to happen, but it happens. So it's a pan call. Okay? Remember it. Students, are you following?
Affirm Victor Tango
Mhm.
Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Yeah. So one thing I want you all to know and focus on this quickly. Uh, 1 second, students. Yeah. Hmm. Any questions on this? Priyam, Victor Angle Alpha Lima India, Oh My God, and Sahil.
Sir, I missed the question to Bravo.
Miss Dozen?
Not heard internet issues.
हाँ तो मांगो ना साहिल से रिले करा के रिले भी क्यों है डायरेक्ट मांग लो उनसे आरटी लैंग्वेज में यूज द राइट फ्रेजेस you can ask all stations please give question number 2A or you can ask Sahil or you can give me your solution also anyway try to talk like that students let's come to the point excellent scores for a first mock I am super impressed with your performance and you have surprised me a lot लगा ही नहीं कि आपका फर्स्ट मॉक है और मुझे तो लग रहा था कोई जीनियस है जिसको बहुत कुछ आता है और वो पेपर दे रहा है Hats off, Sahil. I'm so proud of you. Like, thank you. I think you made my day. And already I was having a decent day. So, बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे. And to know that आप सिर्फ lectures करके, instructions follow करके, revise करके लेवल पे हो, well, this is what the training is designed for. You do your job, focus, and you get the results. So I think you have done wonderfully what you're required to do. एंड छोटी मोटी मिस्टेक्स हैं इस पे हमारा आराम से काम हो जाएगा कोई टेंशन वाली बात नहीं है ध्यान देना है मैंने बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट चेकिंग करी है आपकी फिर भी आपको 70 मिल रहे हैं सो दैट इज़ अ रियली गुड थिंग डोंट गेट कैरिड अवे वर्क ऑन द एरियाज ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट एंड डू व्हाट यू आर डूइंग फील फ्री टू रीच आउट एंड आस्क एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग यू नीड लाइक लग ही नहीं रहा है कि पहली बार तुम दे रहे हो लिख भी रहे हो फास्ट भी बोल रहे हो टाइम भी बच रहा है और इतना भी नहीं फास्ट बोल रहे हो कि दिक्कत आ रही है रीडबैक भी अच्छा दे रहे हो सिली मिस्टेक एक नहीं करी है तुमने बस पैन पैन मिस हो गया यहाँ वहाँ क्योंकि बहुत सारे पैन पैन मेरे थे थोड़ा डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पेपर था तुम्हारे लिए तो क्या ही डिफरेंट है फर्स्ट टाइम दे रहे हो तुम
सर
उस हिसाब
एक्चुअली
से
मैंने सोचा था कि लास्ट क्वेश्चन में होगा पैन पैन, लेकिन फिर मैंने सोचा कि बिकॉज हम ऑलरेडी रनवे पे हैं सो वी कैन वेकेट क्विकली, तो नहीं होगा इसलिए
गो
मैंने
विथ योर
वैसा
इंस्टिंक्ट
सोचा, बट
गो विथ योर
आई विल कीप
इंस्टिंक्ट
इन माइंड।
आपने अच्छे से पढ़ाई की है गो विथ योर इंस्टिंक्ट दिस इज हाउ योर इंस्टिंक्ट विल गाइड यू दिस इज व्हाई आई टेल पीपल तुम
श्योर
लोगों
सर।
को क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व करके जाने की जरूरत नहीं है इंस्टिंक्ट विल गाइड यू टू कम टू अ करेक्ट सोल्यूशन एनी क्वेश्चन व्हाटसोएवर दैट यू हैव नेवर सॉल्व बिफोर आल्सो this is how it works really this is how organically you end up clearing the exam it is like that so अच्छा है तुम्हारे दिमाग में आया so follow that voice just first mock है करके whenever you're saying flight rules यांकी भी आपने बहुत अच्छे से बोला like first mock में कोई नहीं बोल पाता ये so IFR Delhi to Bhopal flight level 310 thereafter VFR Bhopal to Nagpur ये thereafter डाल दोगे अच्छा रहेगा उसके अलावा ठीक था थोड़ा फास्ट चल रहे थे सो राइट एंड स्पीक आई वुड से ट्राई टू राइट एंड स्पीक क्या आप लिखते लिखते बोल रहे थे या बोलते बोलते लिख रहे थे क्या चल रहा था
सर
वर यू
दोनों साथ में ही
स्पीकिंग
कर रहा था
फर्स्ट
मैं, लाइक।
हाँ सो ट्राई टू लीड योर राइटिंग एंड देन स्पीक अगर जो जो लिख रहे हो
श्योर
वही
सर।
सिर्फ रीड करोगे आप बट कुछ इतना गड़बड़ नहीं है बट गड़बड़ हो सकता है कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा बट यू पुल्ड इट ऑफ रियली वेल लाइक यू डिड इट यू जस्ट डिड इट सो जो कर रहे हो वो भी सही कर रहे हो आप थोड़ा स्लो जा सकते हैं बिकॉज ये एंड में जो 5 मिनट बचे हैं वो उसका कुछ काम नहीं आना है अगर हमसे कुछ मिस्टेक्स हो रही हैं तो सो आपके पास यू फिनिश द पेपर इन 14 minutes and 30 seconds सॉरी 20 minutes 19 minutes and 30 seconds और समथिंग मैं चैलेंजिंग रखना चाह रहा था 20 मिनट के हिसाब से बट फर्स्ट था करके मैंने 25 कर दिया फिर भी आपने 20 मिनट में ख़त्म कर दिया पेपर सो गुड जॉब क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 पे अगर एटीसी पूछ रहे हैं या इमरजेंसी था कि नहीं था अगर एटीसी इनफॉर्मली बात कर रहे हैं एग्जाम में तो आप उनको रिस्पेक्टफुली आंसर दो तो अगर पूछ रहे हैं कि इमरजेंसी था या नहीं था बोलते हो हाँ सर मुझे लग रहा है इमरजेंसी था पैन पैन कैन आई गिव द कॉल अगैन पूछ सकते हो आप उनको ऐसे अगर वो
Sure, sir.
इनफॉर्मली पूछ रहे हैं तो रिस्पेक्टफुली। आपने एक्नॉलेज नहीं किया बट आपने तुरंत डिसरिगार्ड करके करेक्ट कॉल देने लग गए, बस बोल सकते हैं हाँ सर मुझे लग रहा था पैन पैन है, शुड आई गिव द कॉल अगेन, पूछ सकते हो आप। You can fight for yourself in a very good way, like talk and discuss, that way you can push, not even fight, like do it for yourself. You are vacating the runway slowly, instead of that say stopping aircraft slowly. Brakes hot indication and pan pan. You did say suspecting tire burst, here बीच में डालना है brakes hot indication. Request instructions ठीक था, stopping the aircraft slowly बोलना है तो फिर instructions नहीं आएगा. फायर फाइटिंग सर्विसेज सही था, बाकी ठीक था. Airbus 320, passenger on board 170, so that was really good. Heard a loud noise from under cabin, अच्छा है. Cabin crew नहीं बोला, अच्छा है. बट पैन पैन से स्टार्ट करना था यहाँ पर. लाइक प्रियम वॉज सेइंग, एट आर डिस्क्रेशन इफ वी थिंक देर इज अ सेफ्टी इशू वी कैन गो ahead with pan pan. If we think there is a safety issue under the guidelines and the definition of my urgency situation. So yeah, startup call was very simple. Thereafter बोलना है not approved, you ask for request for reason. It was really nice, interesting. थोड़ा यहाँ पे डेड एयर आ रहा था बट इट वाज नॉट अ बिग डील. It was good. बहुत जल्दी पेपर आपने स्टार्ट किया, so I was worried you'll end up making mistakes. So you can take a minute or two to verify everything and then also start if you have to. If you don't have to, it's fine. Next paper would be more complicated, more difficult, more tricky. So deal with every paper with respect to how the flight plan is. Okay. Kabhi slow, kabhi fast. Take your time. You don't have to always start in the first minute or first 30 seconds. You can take your time. And to start every fresh question, you can take your time. You don't have to rush. So you can think between two questions and then make a call to make it much more perfect. Okay. But once a call has begun and you're not told go to the next question, you have to continue the conversation and not have dead air more than 5 to 10 seconds between replies and readbacks. Are you following?
Affirm, sir.
Here, pan pan, question number one, bravo. Here, the pan pan structure has to be followed. Everybody focus, emergency call structure. Okay. Everybody ensure you have this in the mind, solid, uh, like in a very strong way, it's registered in your mind, like a carving in a stone. Call structure for urgency, distress, as well as security. Okay. I hope everybody can see the screen.
Affirm, sir. It's visible.
There are four parts of the call: addressing, condition, intention, and additional info. Okay, we have to stick to this call structure. In addressing, we have either pan pan or we have either mayday, preferably said 3 times. Some schools are teaching 2 times. Preferably read 3 times is the word from the manual, so we'll stick to 3 times to catch attention. Then W1, W2. This becomes addressing. Condition mostly straight from question. Same. Straight from question. Directly jump to the condition. So here I am at runway holding point. See another aircraft on base leg switching on off landing lights. So the concern is I have to quickly report about the aircraft. That aircraft is under emergency and has RCF. That's why they are switching on off landing lights. And they must be on finals. Are they clear to land? No, probably not because they have RCF. The reason they are doing it because they have RCF. So here we talk to them like we talk to ATC like pan 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 pan, Delhi Tower, Air India 699er, see an aircraft base leg, runway so and so, switching on off landing lights. Aircraft appears to be Boeing 737. Air India 699er holding short runway so and so. Request emergency services on standby and further instructions like this. So this first call that I'm making right now, you think about it before you start with your call so that it gets much more perfect. So your call is not very different, but Pan, Delhi Tower, Air India 699er, holding short runway 12. We feel like it's important to say, but because we are saying slow and writing, it takes a lot of time away from the urgency. Sometimes it could be felt like that. So we don't want to leave a chance like that, nothing else. See an aircraft on base leg, which base leg runway 12, like that you can say switching on of landing lights, appear to be an aircraft in uh, distress or emergency. You can describe the plane, you can give registration marking, you can give airline code, whatever you see, you can imagine. And then you can, to specify where you are, you can just say Air India 699er holding short runway 27 or whatever runway we are talking about. That way, to make sense. The whole point is you communicate to them clearly, however you can, using RT words and phrases. That's it. So here we could have had a little more information about the traffic, request emergency services, and then instructions for you. Students, please note that if the same situation had an additional information in the flight plan as something requiring priority, then you could have asked for alternate runway also at the same time. Taxi for alternate runway, due priority handling, due VVIP on board or whatever human organ transplant on board. So think through. Here you don't need priority, so you can wait. But you are very close to that landing aircraft, you are also under threat. So be very careful. If this aircraft would have been on finals, then it could probably have been Mayday call for you. Remember this, students. This is on base leg, that's why it's a pan call. If it was on finals, it could have been Mayday. Remember this, okay? But because your core quality is very good, you are getting good scores. Everything was excellent. So, very nice. Question number 2A, you started very fast. Then flap stuck 3000 feet, unable to retract is what you could mention. 02 DME outbound is too short of a distance for us to note. It could be a little more, but it's okay. They are hypothetical. Good effort to try give radial and DME in these calls. Also, generally students don't. Overweight for landing. Request sector to exhaust fuel. Do mention duration by yourself for sector because you as a pilot know what's the fuel combustion rate, how much time you will take to get to the minimum safe landing weight. So you have to tell that to
Perfect.
ATC. ATC cannot tell that to you for your aircraft. Students, are you following Priyam and everyone else?
Affirm, sir.
Am I too fast? I am fast, but am I too fast for y'all?
Negative, sir.
Negative.
No, sir.
Hoga to bolna, and I'll give you a link to this lecture. You can always study it again. Okay. And good read back. Here, I cleared it for 3000 feet, and you were like, no, मैं तो flight level 70 पे जाऊंगा. So instead of saying negative, I say again, you could have confirmed once. Say again flight level for sector or altitude for sector. तो तुम्हें लगा मैंने गलत रीड बैक दिया है करके तुमने उसको करेक्ट किया है शायद. What was happening
हाँ
here?
सर, वही लगा मुझे।
नहीं नहीं, मेरा ध्यान ही नहीं था आपने फ्लाइट लेवल 70 बोला एज एटीसी. आप 3000 पे हो, फ्लैप स्टक है, कैसे क्लाइम करोगे इतना ऊपर? और वो
हाँ
हमारा
सर, वो मैंने
अंडरस्टैंडिंग था.
बोलने के
चार
बाद
हजार
मुझे याद
फीट
आया।
क्यों स्ट्रगल कर रहे हो ऊपर जब मैं क्लियर कर रहा हूँ आपके लिए ऑलरेडी. जगह मिल रही है
हम्म,
आपको 3000 फीट पे, वो वहां रहो, फटाफट कर लो. अगर
हम्म,
ऑब्स्टेकल क्लियरेंस का इश्यू होगा तो आपको क्लाइम करने बोलेंगे.
हम्म,
वो तुम्हारे लिए क्लाइम बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी एक पॉइंट के बाद.
हम्म,
नेविगेशन परफॉर्मेंस एनीबडी हैज डन, ट्राई टू थिंक अबाउट द डायग्राम ऑफ स्क्रीन हाइट एंड वहाँ पे देखो कौन से एल्टीट्यूड कहाँ जाके हमें फ्लैप्स को रिट्रैक्ट करना होता है. So with that is the point where you are trying to retract and you're not getting the retraction done, so you'll not be able to do further climb as required. And hydraulic issue भी हो सकता है in the long run, so you have to get it checked. एक सिस्टम फेल हुआ तो मल्टीपल भी कोलैप्स हो सकता है. Following, so yeah, be very careful, but it was good. Miscommunication was prevented. That was good. So that was a good rally. You were struggling with able, affirm, um, can fly sector to exhaust fuel at 3000 feet, radial 110, ऐसे बोल सकते हो. Can fly, able to fly, affirm 3000 feet, radial duration, Air India 699er. इतना भी बोल सकते हो सिंपल वेज में एज अ रीड बैक. ठीक है.
sure, sir.
बट गुड गुड प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड एंड एवरीथिंग. चलेगा, थोड़ा इनफॉर्मल हो गया यहाँ पे. एटलीस्ट कम्युनिकेट किया, इन रियलिटी में ऐसा होगा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2B, Cancel pan pan. I want everybody to go through the manual today after the session. Go into the emergency section and see urgency calls and see how to cancel pan pan and see whether we start with one pan pan or not to cancel pan pan. I want you all to clarify this. लास्ट सेशन में भी मैंने बोला था आई डोंट थिंक किसी ने भेजा है मुझे ये दिस टाइम प्लीज डू इट if you all don't have manual let me know I'll share the manual with you just directly go to emergency section checking the index or you can just do pdf keyword search and go through that urgency distress material overview and see how to cancel pan pan and mayday do we use pan pan initially not three times but one time and then say cancel pan pan good idea though you did say cancel pan pan it was very nice here you made a mistake would like to uh, continue as per flight plan. Request instructions to set course. For Whiskey 20 South didn't make sense. You could have asked direct Nagpur for yourself or Bhopal for yourself. Like that. Or maybe the first waypoint from where you are going to resume normal navigation. Whiskey 20 सही नहीं था यहाँ पे थोड़ा रश कर दिए और यहाँ पे आप अपने एस्टिमेट्स दे सकते थे ईटीए दे सकते थे दिस वॉज अ गुड चांस ओके
Yes,
तो वो
sir.
थोड़ा मिसिंग था यहाँ पे सो चेक हाउ टू कैंसिल पैन पैन इज द होमवर्क क्लियर ओम जब भी फुर्सत मिलेगी आप करके भेजोगे मैनुअल इज डॉक 98432 अपने गूगल ड्राइव में क्या नंबर है उसका विच बुक इज इट बुक 6 और बुक 7
Sir,
Book
book
7.
7.
बुक 7 या ठीक है तो यहाँ पे बहुत कुछ दे सकते थे और सो हाउ टू request for course to be sent again this and that but good effort but we can give a little more information so for you you just think 10-15 seconds extra or maybe 5 seconds extra before starting the call whatever you have done today excellent give 5 seconds 10 seconds of thought into building the call before you give the call समझ रहे हैं आप that might really
Affirm,
push
sir.
you to 90-95% also in the next mock that we do okay let's see कम भी हो सकता है ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है let's not get but yeah possibly positively I think it will go good now understand question number 3 4 5 single call simple calls 20 mark calls so इसमें बहुत कुछ हो सकता है good job tower generally students approach बोल जाते हैं इस question पे you didn't mention you are at decision height DH is decision height is when you make a final call that you're going to land or not so this is where you made the final call and realized you will not be able to land Nagpur Tower, India 699er, final runway 22, decision height, see another aircraft backtracking, initiating missed approach and go around procedure. First miss approach, then go around. पहले approach को miss करेंगे, फिर go around जाएंगे. Initiating miss approach and go around procedure, Airbus 320 heavy, passenger on board, so and so, request further instructions and get the runway checked. Aircraft backtracking appears to be a training aircraft. ऐसा कुछ extra डाल सकते हो. Simple call है, 20 mark का एक ही question है. समझ रहे हैं तो जितना हम सोचेंगे
Affirm, sir.
उतना अपन को क्वालिटी ज़्यादा मिलेगी ऐड करने के लिए हमारे कॉल्स में एंड ऑलवेज टेक द कॉल थिंकिंग नॉट दैट यू आर जस्ट अ स्टूडेंट बट दैट यू आर द पीआईसी ऑफ योर एयरक्राफ्ट ओके सो या हियर आई गेव यू नो रिस्पॉन्स आई वांट टू सी इफ यू हैव रिटन दैट
Affirm, sir. I have.
Very good. You were a little late in raising the station again, but good job raising the station again. Good thing. So you understand what RCF is. Give them 5 to 10. Give them 10 seconds to reply. If they don't give reply, just raise the station again. If they don't reply, then call the next authority.
Roger.
Raise the station by raising the station, of course. So see, you've got good score here. So some questions, because of your quality, you've got good scores. Question number 4, Mayday. Good job. 01 DME inbound Nagpur. Even if you don't say this, it's fine in a call like this because already you were on base leg. So we know the distances of base leg. We know the altitude also of base leg. So यहाँ पे VOR का इतना इशू होगा नहीं because you're already done with all that. अभी VOR का कोई काम नहीं है जब आप सर्किट में आ जाते हो देखा जाए तो आप बस सर्किट फॉलो करोगे अभी आजकल एरिया नेविगेशन यूज होने लग गया है पहले DME यूज होते थे so you have couple of instruments on basis of which you will be guided and then you will come but I don't mind you using hypothetical data but give us more information about potential conflicting aircraft your aircraft passenger on board तो आपने दिया है एयरबस 320 पैसेंजर ऑन बोर्ड, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा
Sir,
और
it's
कुछ boost कर
persons
सकता
on
हूँ.
board, right?
As per the abbreviations doc, yes, we need to follow that. Students, yeah, use the accurate one, cross check. What is it in the abbreviations doc?
Persons.
Persons on board. So we'll stick to persons on board. Prem, if you don't have these notes that I'm referring to, do text me and I'll see if I can share. Then you can refer
Yes, sir,
them.
I was about to, like, I made a draft while texting you on WhatsApp.
Good, good, good. So Om has shared a screenshot from the manual saying Delhi Tower, Victor Tango, correction, Air India 699er, cancel distress, cancel urgency. So we can say cancel Mayday or cancel Pan Pan as well. But try to stick to the manual one if you can find it. So this is where you polish your learning, students. One more thing, remember these days examiners might expect you to give your call sign in 3 letters. So I'm just going to give that example. If your call sign is Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, then it becomes first and the last two. This is the rule. It can be used. So your call sign becomes Victor Lima Kilo. They might address you like this. If they start addressing you like this, you also address yourself like this. Remember that, students. Generally, I suggest to not use this because if I have another aircraft which is Victor Tango Bravo Lima Kilo, then they both will have the same call sign. So in this case, they will not use. In this case, they will not use. But when they are using, you also feel free to use it. So you stick to your whole call sign. If they start using a smaller call sign, first and last 2 letters, you also stick to that and start talking like that only. So Air India 699er will not go as Alpha 999er. This is not possible because we have an airline code. But this is possible for registration number based call signs. It's there in our manual, students. But yeah, remember this, okay? Om, good reference. Thank you very much. So some more info can be given if you think about it. Imagine as a PIC and go with the flow and enjoy the call. It's like that. Still, you have done a good job. You've scored really well here because your readback was excellent and बहुत अच्छे से readback दिया आपने. So yeah. So I tried to make it tough that way because it was a small call. Good job on readback. Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Question number 5 we have already discussed. You could have gotten easily 2 to 4 marks extra here. Um, some more info. I don't know क्या ऐड करते but +1 तो मिल जाता आपको. So +4 and 1 5. And question number 3, of course, some more information can be given. थोड़ा बहुत about the aircraft on the runway. ज़्यादा नहीं. So you could have gotten +2 easily. So I think it's +8. And I think 1 था ना वहाँ पे. 1 second. 4 +1 5 6 7. Cancel pan pan is correct as per the manual, so no issue if you have not used it. You can say cancel urgency also, but cancel pan pan works well. Flaps normally unable to retract them, duration of your correction. Flaps operating normally would like to resume normal navigation, setting course for my next estimate and request climb, top of climb, कुछ भी डाल सकते हो आप, बट एस्टिमेट्स ईटीए तो आएंगे इसमें क्योंकि आप जाके वापस आए हो तो सब कुछ रिवाइज भी हो सकता है. सो यू हैव टू मेंशन दैट. तो यहाँ पे एस्टिमेट्स एंड ईटीए डालने थे, इजीली आपको +2 मिल जाता है. 5 6 7 8 9 हो गया यहाँ पे नाइनर. एंड दिस वॉज रियली गुड. अनेबल टू रिट्रैक्ट एंड ड्यूरेशन बोल देते तो इजीली +2 मिल जाते हैं आपको. 11. एंड कॉल स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा एम्फोसिस ऑन कंडीशन बिकॉज ऑलरेडी हैव स्कोर्ड गुड. थोड़ा दे देते तो यहाँ तो 10 on 10 मिल सकते थे आपको. सो +2 13. एंड सेम गोज हियर. कुछ था नहीं इतना बड़ा इशू यहाँ पे. मे बी +1 और मे बी 8 इज मैक्स व्हाट यू विल गेट. सो कितना हो गया यहाँ पे. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 14. So 70 + 14. सो 84 इजिली आपका स्कोर था यहाँ पे. छोटे मोटे एरर्स हटा भी देते तो आप 70 is still a good score. Good job. I think you'll be called for part 2 easily. Congratulations. All right. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions, class?
सर एक डाउट है
Mm-hmm.
सर, वो जैसे क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 अल्फा में फॉर स्टार्टअप कॉल मैंने वो इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रावो या चार्ली मेंशन नहीं किया, तो लाइक अगर एटीसी बोलता कि मॉनिटर डेटिस, तो हमारा रिप्लाई क्या होता फिर?
गुड। आपका कॉल इतना परफेक्ट था कि इस पे ध्यान नहीं गया एंड इट्स ओके. You should say will monitor datis, or it's not datis, it's datis students.
डेटिस
Datis.
करेक्शन.
Yeah. So will monitor datis on so and so frequency, Air India 6999er. And then you can say Delhi Tower, India 6999er, information Charlie, so and so stands, so and so position, request startup. फिर से बोल सकते हो आप. Same call. So
लाइक
the answer.
रिप्लाई में फिर वापस पूरा स्टार्टअप कॉल देना पड़ता है.
Because the earlier request was denied, so you have to make a new request. So you have to give the whole call again. Anytime you
रॉजर.
request something and it's denied and given because you are not fulfilling something, so when you fulfill that and come back, you have to make a fresh request again. Fresh, full call.
रॉजर.
If they would have just say that confirm information, then if you know, then you can say information Charlie, then they could give you startup. But they're asking you to monitor, so you have to go back. So they'll say startup not approved, monitor deactis. ऐसे बोलेंगे वो आपको पूरा. एक बार not approved आ गया मतलब next time you have to make a fresh call. Fresh
रॉजर.
request. When you decide to not go with your request, you'll say cancel request. Like you started and you realize something is amiss, you'll say Mumbai Tower, correction, Delhi Tower, India 6999, cancel startup request. A ground check still in process. We'll call again later. So you can cancel it and they can not approve it. It goes like that. They will not cancel it. They'll either approve or not approve or say standby. It's like that. Remember the students? And if you have started your startup and in between something is going wrong, then you will say aborting startup. Remember this. So if they said startup approved, you said startup approved, you have turned off the number, you have turned off the left engine, now you're turning on the right engine, and then you realize something is wrong. So you'll say Delhi Tower and 6999er cancelling, correction, aborting startup, shutting both engines down. We'll call again later. ऐसा we'll call again. खत्म कर देना वहाँ पे call. Students, are we following?
परफॉर्म सो.
चलो.
Affirm, sir.
अब हम
So I told you all we'll be shutting down quick, but I got an update from the students. So just 5 minutes more, we'll quickly do the part 2. So Sahil, please come in the exam room. Now imagine you have been called. There is a door. Request them to enter. Greet them. Good morning. Good afternoon. Request them to have a seat, and imagine you are sitting there. Okay. Hmm. All right. So Sahil, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Sahil Jha. I am 19 years old and I live in Mumbai. I started my aviation journey post completing my 12th grade in science stream. I have completed navigation, regulations, and metrology ground papers, and now I aim to get my RT license so that I can begin with my flight training.
Don't you have a life other than aviation? Can you tell us something
I
about
do.
it? Okay, what do you mean by RT license?
So RT license is a radio telephony license that is granted to pilots, which enables them to talk on radio telephony.
What is the full form for RTRA?
RTRA is radio telephony restricted for aeromobile.
Aeromobile? Are you
From so
sure?
the last so the last time I read it was aeromobile, but I'm
It
not
was
very
it was
sure about it.
never aeromobile. It's restricted. Aeronautical. It's not aeromobile, it's aeronautical. There is RT issued for maritime also. With that comparison, this is aeronautical, not aeromobile. Aeromobile stations are all radio stations that are mobile in the air. So all radio stations, communication systems on board the aircraft are aeromobile. Walkie-talkies are not aeromobile, they are mobile, but they are not aeromobile. We don't make them fly. So that's the meaning of aeromobiles. RTR, A full form is Radio Telephony Restricted Aeronautical. It is clearly mentioned on your exam application form. Did you not fill your form? Go through your form, you'll get the answer. यहाँ पे भी आपका पार्ट 2 खत्म करके भेज सकते हैं घर पे वापस. सो पार्ट 1 इतना अच्छा गया, लेकिन पार्ट 2 पे आगे मौका ही नहीं मिला. ये भी होता है कई बच्चों के साथ. So it's very important that we are accurate with our information. That is very basic and generic. और
Also,
हम हमें कोई अगर एग्जामिनर हिंट दे रहा है, तो वी हैव टू ट्राई टू टेक द हिंट एंड अंडरस्टैंड एंड नॉट जस्ट स्टिक विद द रॉन्ग आंसर अगेन एंड अगेन. थोड़ी टेक्निक्स बता रहा हूँ आप लोगों को मैं. सो अगर एग्जामिनर पूछ रहे हैं, अच्छा आर यू श्योर, हाँ सर लास्ट टाइम देखा तो ऐसा था, नो दिस इज नॉट एन अप्रोप्रिएट रिस्पॉन्स, सर आई थिंक इट कुड बी, मेक द अदर गैस. था तुम्हारे पास मोबाइल के अलावा कोई और गैस?
सर एरोनॉटिकल था मेरे पास।
तो फॉलो इट ना, एग्जैक्टली सब फॉलो इट. हिंट मिल रहा है, कैच द हिंट.
आई विल।
हम्म. चलो ठीक है. गुड जॉब. विल डू योर पार्ट 2 मॉक एंड पार्ट 1 मॉक अगेन. सपोज समझ लो कि यहाँ पे बोल दिया जाओ वापस पढ़ के आओ. बैड डे, मूड खराब हो गया एग्जामिनर का, और वैसे भी आपने गलत आंसर दिया है. मूड खराब मेरा नहीं हुआ है, बट जस्ट गिविंग यू फॉर एक्सपीरियंस दैट दिस कैन ऑल्सो हैपन. अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, यू कैन गो कम बैक अगेन. Try to say, sir, I'm very sorry. You're right. It's an article. I was just super hungry, didn't get time to eat. So, if you could just give me another chance and ask me questions, let me prove myself. Don't just go. Try to speak this. समझ रहे हो आप? अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो.
हाँ।
Sir, I humbly request, sir. I'm very sorry. You're right. It's just a human error I made. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. ट्राई करो ऐसे बोलने का. हो सकता है बोलेंगे ठीक है चलो बताओ फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या होती है. मेक श्योर अभी दूसरा चांस मिला तो सही आंसर दोगे आप. ठीक है. सो बी लाइक दिस स्टूडेंट्स. बी कॉन्फिडेंट, बी नाइस, बी रिस्पेक्टफुल एंड बी मेच्योर. अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो ट्राई टू टॉक एंड टेक अ चांस वेरी हम्बली इन अ वेरी नाइस वे. ट्राई ट्राई, दिस इज वेरी, यू जस्ट ट्राई. अगर बोल रहे हैं नहीं जाओ तो जाओ, सर प्लीज वन चांस. गो. ओके सर, आई विल गो, आई सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम, थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड बाय, एंजॉय द प्रोसेस. फिर ऐसा वो याद रखेंगे ये बंदा कौन था. नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट डेफिनेटली क्लियर हो जाएगा फिर. हम्म. So this is how naturally, organically this could have happened. So we are experiencing this right now, students. Is everyone following? Prem, OMG.
अपम
Hmm.
From sir.
हिट
हम सर।
ठीक है, क्यों मैं सिखाने लग गया, उसको सिखाने लग गया. एज एग्जामिनर भी शायद कर सकते हैं करने के लिए, बिकॉज इट्स एन इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन. आपने पेपर्स निकाले हैं, इतना अच्छा पार्ट 1 दिया है. सो कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐसी है जिसके साथ हम ट्राई करें कि गलत ना हो तो बेहतर है. स्टूडेंट्स, सो बी वेरी एक्यूरेट विथ योर लर्निंग. ऑलराइट स्टूडेंट्स, एनी फाइनल क्वेश्चंस? Sahil, overall, how are you feeling?
Sir, feeling good for part one, but definitely part two was very terrible. I
Mm,
will.
took you by surprise. What is RT license? RT license, students, make a note of it, everyone. RT license goes by the name Radio Telephony Restricted Aeronautical. It is a certificate of proficiency, COP. ये लाइसेंस के फर्स्ट पेज पे लिखा होता है जब आपके लिए इशू होगा. Everybody make a note of it. Use these keywords for this question. It is a certificate of proficiency proving that the holder is proficient in aviation radio telephony, and it is also a license to operate civil aviation frequencies over HF and VHF for communication. So that's what RT license is all about. आपका आंसर बहुत जेनेरिक था. You have to do much better than that. Okay? Use these keywords. It's the
Okay.
certificate of proficiency proving the holder is proficient in aviation radio telephony, as well as it is a license to operate civil aviation radio frequencies for communication, mainly on HF and VHF. Start talking about HF and VHF. Tell them the range, frequency, long distance, short distance, everything till they ask you to stop and ask you another question. This is how ideally we should perform. One thing to the other, connecting, connecting, keep answering, keep answering. It's like that. And introduce yourself. I really liked your introduction. You're well prepared for it. But what about the questions that you're not prepared for? You cannot show them that you're not prepared for anything. So I said, examiner said, और कुछ नहीं है क्या personal life में? You said, sir, है, but you were blank about it. So this is where, human error, first time experiences can disrupt our preparation and progress in the exam. इस वजह से काफी लोग पेपर्स नहीं क्लियर कर पाते हैं कि दे आर सरप्राइज्ड एंड दे फॉरगेट एंड देयर परफॉर्मेंस इज लेस. सो कैसे लगा आपको जब ऐसे पूछा आपने तो आप चुप हो गए आपने बताया नहीं कुछ.
यार सर, सोच रहा था कि मैं क्या बताऊं सर।
तो प्रेम आप क्या करोगे अगर पूछ लिया किसी ने. आपने इंट्रोडक्शन दिया एविएशन स्पेसिफिक सिर्फ, इसीलिए आपके इंट्रोडक्शन में डोंट जस्ट पुट एविएशन, पुट एवरीथिंग एल्स. स्कूलिंग, फैमिली, हॉबीज, बस. और तो क्या ही करेंगे, हम यंग स्टूडेंट्स की बात कर रहा हूँ. स्कूलिंग, बॉर्न इन रेस सिटी, हॉबीज, एंड क्या करते हैं आप, बस ऐसा अदर देन दिस. So you can say I've started my aviation journey. This was my goal. I wanted to be a pilot. But other than career, I also like to draw, sketch, or explore, play sports. And then I have siblings whom I train. And I'm very close to my parents. So we discuss life and career ahead. I share experiences with them. I ask experiences to know how my life would be. कुछ भी ऐड करो जो रियलिस्टिक है आपके लाइफ में. ये सब किसी न किसी की लाइफ में होता ही है. एक साथ इंट्रोडक्शन में डाल दोगे तो ये सब नहीं पूछेंगे. पूछने वाले पूछ सकते हैं क्योंकि आपने नहीं डाला, बिकॉज हमें पता आप स्मार्ट हो, आप हमें खुश करने आए हो. तो व्हाट अबाउट पर्सनल लाइफ? सो यू कैन से या सर थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी अ चांस टू डिस्कस माय पर्सनल लाइफ. In my personal time I like to listen to music, but more so my personal time I try to invest in aviation because I really want to get into the pilot seat. But that being said, I do have hobbies and I do like to spend time with my family, especially my parents and elders and my younger siblings, and help them with their education or just play some games, play some sports, swimming, this, that, occasional trips, and like that. So we do yearly 2 trips, like that. कुछ भी बोल सकते हो जो आप लोग करते हो. डोंट से बैड हैबिट्स प्लीज. बैड हैबिट जो करते हो मत बताना, और बैड हैबिट छोड़ भी देना अगर करते हो तो आप लोग एग्जाम्स तक, लाइफ में हमेशा के लिए भी अच्छा ही होगा. Priyam and Om and Farhan, final, how are you feeling? Are you following part 2 Viva techniques with respect to what we are discussing right now? Introduction, full form of RTR, what is RT license, COP and license to operate, and whatever we have discussed part 1. Please go ahead.
Awesome, sir. So for that question, what is the RTRA? You have given us the exact answer previously, so that is still in my head. So, yeah. So the answer is that RTRA stands for Radio Telephony Restricted Aeronautical. It is a it is just not the license; it is a certificate of proficiency. As per Rule 63 of Indian Aircraft Rule 1937, all aircraft registered in India and required to operate in India as required to have the communication equipment which is capable of the two-way communication. RTR license is
Two-way
a license
communication
which
over VHF. Minimum is VHF.
affirm.
Carry
Yes, sir.
on.
So yes, so two-way communication over VHF. The RT license enables the pilots to operate those frequencies. Uh, yes, sir, that's it. I could remember.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. मैं बोला ना आपको मैजिक. 2-3 सेशन अटेंड करोगे, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू कम बैक टू यू. सो आई एम गोइंग टू मेक योर जॉब इजी. इवन आफ्टर स्टूडेंट्स यू हैव अ ब्रेक ऑफ वॉट एवर टाइम. एक बार आपने अच्छे से पढ़ाई की है ना, सो आई नो हाउ टू रिकॉल इट एंड हेल्प यू गेट डन. बार बार सारे लेक्चर्स करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो थैंक यू फॉर लिसनिंग होम. मुझे लगा यार ये तो मना कर रहा है, बट यू हर्ड एंड यू फॉलोड, सो आई एम सो हैप्पी. लाइक बस है, अभी तुम अपने आप फिगर आउट कर लोगे 2 सेशंस और. एंड यू हैव वेटेड 1 ईयर बिकॉज आपको मुंबई में देना था. सो उसको गैप नहीं बोलेंगे हम, उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं बोलेंगे. इट्स अ चॉइस. चॉइस है हमारी, समझ रहे हैं ना, भूलना नहीं है चीज़ आप.
Awesome, sir.
या तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये चॉइस है ये. चॉइस थी, मैं मुंबई में ही देना चाहता हूँ मैं, बस। तो बेस्ट है। गुड। प्रियम एंड फरहान, कम ऑन क्विक, फीडबैक, टेकअवेज, क्वेश्चंस, डाउट्स।
Sir, if part two or three questions went good, I mean, the expectation of the examiner, will they ask more questions like six or seven? They stretch.
ऑफ कोर्स, 10 से 15 से 20 क्वेश्चंस भी पूछ सकते हैं। हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को तो 20-20 मिनट बिठा के रखते हैं वाइवा में, जो पास होते हैं उनकी बात कर रहा हूँ मैं। ये क्योंकि उन्होंने गलत आंसर दिया, ऐसा होता है कभी कभी कि कुछ इनिशियल क्वेश्चंस इतने सिंपल होते हैं, वो खराब दे दिए तो आपको तुरंत भेज देंगे वो लोग वापस। इसमें स्टूडेंट की कोई गलती नहीं है, एक जेन्युइन मिस्टेक थी, बट वो हो जाता है ऐसा। ही इज़ अ वेरी गुड स्टूडेंट, वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, उनके साथ भी ऐसा हो जाता है। यू ऑल हैव टू बी सुपर प्रिपेयर्ड टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन। ये 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे, सिर्फ 3 नहीं पूछे हैं, ये 3 में ही उनको वापस भेज दिया है, बिकॉज उन्होंने सही से आंसर नहीं दिया है। ना इंट्रोडक्शन पर्सनल बता पाए, ना उन्होंने आरटी के बारे में अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया, और ना उन्होंने फुल फॉर्म अच्छे से बोला, और बोलने के हिंट देने के बाद भी हिंट नहीं पकड़ी। 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे, 3 बेसिक थे, तीनों में वो ऐसे वैसे हो गए, तो हम समझ गए कि हो सकता है ये रट के आए हो। ऐसा गलत जज कर लिया स्टूडेंट को एग्जामिनर ने, बट होता है ऐसा। सो वी डोंट हैव टू गिव देम एनी चांस, सो वी हैव टू बी एक्यूरेट। सो ये जो क्वेश्चंस मैंने पूछे हैं पार्ट टू, आप, इसलिए तो कल मैं प्रेशर डाल रहा था आप पे कि फटाफट पार्ट टू लेक्चर्स पूरे करो आप। तो ये बेसिक क्वेश्चंस है, ये तो सारे हमें 100% एक्यूरेसी से आंसर देने हैं। उसके अलावा भी बाहर का कुछ पूछ सकते हैं, बट वो समझेंगे, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पूछा तो उसमें आप 50-50 कर सकते हो, इनमें आप 50-50 नहीं कर सकते हो। Are you following, students? So whatever 7 lectures for part 2 I'm teaching you, whatever you are learning, those are bare minimum where you cannot go wrong. वैसे क्वेश्चंस पे ही ऐसे सिचुएशंस आती हैं। अगर मैंने पूछ लिया गगन क्या है और गगन आप नहीं बता पाए, तो उसमें वापस नहीं भेजूंगा आपको मैं, इट्स अ न्यू थिंग, सारी टेक्स्ट बुक्स में अपडेटेड भी नहीं होगा गगन क्या है। बट अगर मैं पूछूंगा फ्रीक्वेंसी वेवलेंथ का रिलेशनशिप क्या है और वो नहीं बता पाएंगे अच्छे से, तो मैं बोलूंगा यार ये क्या एबीसीडी नहीं करके आए आप, ऐसा हो जाता है। आप समझ रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
तो 3 और 7 की बात नहीं है, जितने करेक्ट करेक्ट बोलते जाओगे उतने ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस पूछते जाएंगे आपको। 3 पूछे, तीनों गलत कर लिए, दे हैव एवरी राइट टू सेंड यू बैक। वो कंपल्शन नहीं है कि हमेशा 10 क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे आपको। हो सकता है उसके बाद के 7 क्वेश्चंस पूछते जो सारे आप सही दे देते, बट कभी कभी मौका ही नहीं मिलेगा आपको। प्रेम, आर यू फॉलोइंग? ओम, आर यू फॉलोइंग? साहिल, आर यू फॉलोइंग?
From some.
हम सर।
अफर्म सर।
साहिल, आर यू लूजिंग हार्ट?
नेगेटिव सर, ऐसा कुछ नहीं।
डोंट बीट योर सेल्फ अप, जस्ट फोकस, लर्न, परफॉर्म।
अफर्म।
डोंट लेट इट डू दैट योर कॉन्फिडेंस, डोंट थिंक लोग क्या सोचेंगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। ओके, डोंट वरी, यू जस्ट फील यार, अरे मैं तो सोचा भी नहीं था ऐसा होगा, सिंपल। मैंने भी नहीं सोचा था ऐसा होगा। सो आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू क्या हो सकता है रियलिटी में। प्रेम, टेक अवे फीडबैक, तुम्हारा बचा है सब।
Yes, sir. I mean, this was the first time I got to know ki how it feels, like kind of a feeler wave part two ka. Also, like one thing I want to ask ki the WPC person, sometimes what happen is जो जितना मैंने सुना है that they sit together, WPC and DGC, and sometimes I heard that they both are in separate rooms. So specifically, WPC wala is confined to ask the radio questions, and DGC one is like confined to ask the regulations questions, or like they can mix it up and ask whatever they want to.
फिर पहले मैं भी स्टूडेंट को ऐसे बोल सकता हूँ कि इमेजिन आई एम WPC, नाउ इमेजिन यू आर गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट एंड देन डूइंग DGCA। सो ऑब्वियसली देयर विल बी 2 एग्जामिनर्स, बिकॉज दोनों साथ में, DGC ऑल्सो हैज authority there and they have a purpose there, so they both have to be satisfied with your part 2 viva. Generally, regulations and radio specifics will be asked by WPC, and DGC related everything that you have studied in regulations and navigation and metrology, which is connected to radio telephony, can be asked by DGCA. So METAR can also be asked by DGCA. A little bit of weather related information can be asked by DGCA. In the worst case scenario, like extra कहाँ से जा सकता है? So CPL syllabus anywhere related to radio communication will be asked by DGCA, and radio rules and regulations and radio based specific radio wave theory, everything will be asked by modulation and all can be asked by WPC. Irrespective, कोई क्या भी पूछे, आपको उससे अटैच रखना ही नहीं है, अटैचमेंट। आपको सवाल और जवाब पे फोकस करना है। सो यू बी ये नई चीज़ सिखा रहा हूँ मैं आप लोगों को, फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसे अच्छे से बता रहा हूँ ये चीज़ प्रियम। ऐसा नहीं सोचना कि हमेशा ऐसे, दिस विल रियली मेक यू फील मोर रिलैक्स्ड। एक हो, दो हो, तीन हो, तुम सवाल पे फोकस करो और अपने जवाब पे ध्यान दो। बस तीन इंस्ट्रक्टर्स हैं, तीनों को अच्छे से ग्रीट करो, तीनों को थैंक यू बोलो, तीनों को रिस्पेक्ट दे के आओ वहाँ पे, बिकॉज दे आर डूइंग अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट जॉब। वो ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि एक सेफ्टी मेंटेन रहे क्वालिटी में, कहीं ना कहीं दे आर ट्राइंग दैट, दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नॉट पासिंग एवरीवन हु इज नॉट डिलीवरिंग। प्रॉब्लम उनमें नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम हमारे परफॉर्मेंस में होती है, बट जनरली उनको ब्लेम किया जाता है। जितने भी लोग हैं जो फाइट कर रहे हैं चेंज करने के लिए, और इवेंचुअली शायद सक्सीड भी हो जाएंगे वो लोग, बट पॉइंट क्या है, आप मतलब एक जगह है जहाँ बच्चों को पढ़ के पास करना चाहिए, वो भी छीन रहे हो बच्चों से, तो कहाँ पढ़ेंगे वो लोग फिर। अभी जो बच्चे हैं जो रिलीज चेक्स कर रहे हैं एयरलाइन के साथ, वो बोल रहे हैं सर आपकी आरटी की नॉलेज मेरे को आज मेरे रिलीज चेक में काम आई है। सो इट्स लाइक दैट। सो फोकस ऑन क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर, बट या आई टोल्ड यू द व्हाट द बाइफिकेशन कुड बी, एंड डोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड कोई कितना भी पूछे, आपको सही आंसर देना है। So always think about the question for 5 seconds by acknowledging the question. Okay, sir, RTR license. I'll tell you what is RTR license. ये रिफ्रेश करो कि डेड एयर भी नहीं है, और वो 5 सेकंड मिल गए दिमाग में सारे थॉट्स को कलेक्ट होने के लिए। सो आरटीआर लाइसेंस इज अ सीओपी एंड लाइसेंस टू ऑपरेट, जैसे मैंने बताया है, रूल 63 बोल देना है जैसे ओम ने बोला है। वीएचएफ वो सिस्टम होना चाहिए मिनिमम। What is the full form for RTR-A? सर the full form for RTR-A is, हाँ मैंने को पता है, एरोनॉटिकल है, दिमाग में आ गया, रेडियो टेलीफोनी रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एरोनॉटिकल, like that. Okay, students, Prem, acknowledge.
Roger, sir.
I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just telling you the facts. Okay, it's an easy exam, but you have to do a lot of work in the exam. Flying a plane is easy, but is it really easy? There are two ways to look at it. It is easy if you follow your training and do what you're supposed to do. That's how we are so successful in our safety ratios. But is it really easy? Can anybody do it? No. Only those can do it who are following everything that they're supposed to follow. Then it is easy. But is it so easy that you can just think here and there and just fly blindly? No, you have to be alert. So the same principles go in the examination. Same. Because you are the PIC in this examination. Here you are getting, through your training and through your experience, you're getting the feel of being a PIC and then give the exam. You're actually in air without having even flown. Should be your learning. And then you see RT becomes the easiest thing for you. And clearing exam is just a matter of 2-3 points aligning. All the best students. Sahil, आदत नहीं है 1.5 घंटा लाइव क्लास में बैठने की, but thanks for being there. Priyam, please make sure your setup is correct. Fran, finish your lectures on priority with quality. Om, anything you come across, struggle, doubts, keep sharing, keep me in loop, and do what you're doing. It's good. Hats off, Sahil. Good performance, wonderful performance. Don't worry about part two. Was by surprise भी लिया था आपको and all. Focus on what good you have done and your areas of improvement. And good job. You have made me very proud. Thank you so much. I'm really very
Thank
happy.
you, sir.
Keep it up. Om, Farhan, Priyam, keep it up. You guys are really doing really well. Keep it up, okay? चलें फिर, take care. I'll see you when I see you next. Just a call or a text away. All right, students?
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Most welcome, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Bye.